What if I told you that in 7 months of creating content consistently, you could get 12,000 subscribers on YouTube, reaching monetization, which means you get paid to make the content that you make? And how would that, in your mind, affect your business? Let's talk about Joseph Bograd. So Joseph Bograd is a realtor and client. He works in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Florida. Started his content channel just 7 months ago. Reached 12,000 subscribers, and it continues to grow, of course, and has achieved monetization. Why is this important? Well, one, monetization offsets your cost, but I don't like to set the parameter that you're going to start making money off the content you make on YouTube, though that is possible. We're going to be rich! It's more important to think about how that's going to support your core business and if this is a relevant strategy for you. So in talking to Joe, some of the things that we discovered that were really valuable for him is, number one, engagement with his current client base. He's continuously in front of them, which has supported return customers, more purchasing, more revenue. In addition to that, and I think this is the most interesting part, if you're a realtor, you're mostly working within geography, right? Location, location, location. But depending on the homes that you're going to sell, the buyer pool geography, where those people live and are that are looking at those properties, starts to change the higher the price point goes up, right? If you're selling a $500,000 home, you're probably looking at a narrower price point for people that live in that area. But if you have a $6 million, $5 million, $8 million property that you're trying to sell, right? That geographical constraint on your buyer pool has shifted. You could be looking for people in the UK that are looking to buy a property in the United States. You could be looking for someone as far as Asia. You could be looking for somebody in LA, right? And the reality is that pay-per-click marketing and all of those different things are cost prohibitive, right? You're also opening yourself up to a pool of people that might just have enough money that they're open to different geographies and are just trying to find a place that meets their criteria, right? So for pay-per-click and paid advertising, that's unaffordable. You could never really continuously do that. But with organic, you can reach a national or international audience, build a following, and then potentially close those deals. We see that in New York with the success that Ryan Serhant has. And we're seeing that with Joe Bograd in just 7 months of creating content. He's starting to reach clients that he would have never been able to find simply because he has this organic base. In addition to that, and this is the thing I love about subscribers, is you own your audience, right? So the second somebody subscribes to you, and of course they can always unsubscribe, so your content still has to be good. But the second you get that subscription, somebody has agreed to subscribe to your content, you own that audience now. In pay-per-click models, you have to pay to play continuously to stay in front of people with sponsored content. The second you get that subscriber, they're yours. And every time you make a video, you pop up on their feed.
That's right. You're mine.
And so that's something that, again, builds up and strengthens your core group of buyers, your core client base. Now, I don't want to mislead you and think that you could just record any video and post it online. It has to be relevant for your brand. It has to be entertaining for your audience. And you have to have a process so that you can scale and continuously produce. So let's talk a little bit about how Joe achieved this level of success. And the first thing I'm going to say is that storytelling is king. It always will be. Good stories, great videos, things that are engaging, things that are exciting are going to pull in an audience, captivate them, and entice them to connect with your brand, to subscribe. So while storytelling is so important, I actually think in this analysis, I'm going to focus on quantity over quality. And what I mean by that is that if you look at the strategy that Joe deployed, where we had 2 shorts a day and 2 long videos a month that were going out consistently on his channel, and you look at the impact that that had, right? And you look at and study the shorts that he produced, there's a lot of telling information. So number one, only a few of the videos did go viral.
You're the one who said we needed the virus video.
I said a viral video, Frank, goddammit.
Oh my God.
You have almost 400 videos or more, the short videos that Joe's posted, and maybe 2 to 3 of them actually went viral. When they did go viral, we saw a huge spike in viewership and subscriber base, right? And if you look at those shorts, the content in them was amazing. There were behind the scenes moments of real life deals, negotiations that were happening, things you would never really see or be able to see in a real estate transaction unless you were in the middle of it. And so that's why we think those did so well. If you look at the other shorts, right now, you couldn't say that those shorts were the reason that he hit his numbers. And if you look at the other shorts, they're not as dramatic. Some of them, he just picks up the wrong phone number.
I think you got the wrong number.
You think I had the wrong number?
Yeah, this is not our area. That's not our property.
Okay, thank
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
And the guy goes, is this somebody so-and-so? And he goes, no, and hangs up, right? That's not a very interesting story, but yet that lent itself to the growth of his channel, right? And I think that again, the consistency, think about going to the gym, the reps of just going day after day after day, even if you're not hitting a personal record every day, right? But you were just putting in that consistency, you're going to start to see results. And I think that that's the same in terms of short form content and video content on these channels. Again, the content platforms need content so that they can serve their target audience, which are viewers. And so they want to incentivize frequency of content, right? And if you're going to provide that, you're going to win. You're going to get those benefits. And I think it's really key that as much as I think storytelling is so important, the consistency in this case may actually be more important. The fact that he had this frequency and consistency of content that kept going and going and going and going. And every once in a while you'd have a breakthrough of an amazing story, but not all of them are great stories. And so I think that actually, if you're at a crossroads and you're not sure whether to post something or not sure what video to make next, the answer would be don't let overthinking it get in the way, because you don't know which video is going to perform best.
It's quantity, not quality.
Now, one thing that I think we say a lot around here and that we've learned from our experience in creating viral content for YouTube, the videos that will perform best on YouTube are the ones that show you something you're not supposed to see.
I shouldn't have said that. I should not have said
I
that.
think those are videos we know that go viral, that move the quickest across the internet, and we've all fallen prey to that, right? Those viral videos where you're seeing something you're not supposed to see. In Joe's case, most people are not supposed to see the behind the scenes conversation and negotiation that happens in a real estate transaction. And when Joe puts that online for the world to see, it pulls in eyes because it's interesting, it's exciting, it's different. We know this about seeing things you're not supposed to see and the benefit of putting actual real live deals on camera from our friend Roman Sharf, right? We've been working with him for the last few years. He's at 409,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. It's a huge part of his marketing. You know, we're working with smaller subscriber counts. I think it's the same analogy as if I compare Arnold Schwarzenegger to P90X, right? Yeah, you could probably imagine if you put 20 years in the gym, you could become Mr. Universe, maybe. But if I told you that in 90 days, by following this routine, you could get to this level, right? It's a lot more approachable, feels a lot more attainable. And I think that that's the truth with Joe, that what's so exciting is, again, in just 7 short months, he's achieved this success with a consistent pattern in his content, right? And coming back to Roman, every time we've seen strong deals and the behind the scenes of what's happening and the authentic things that are happening in the company, we've seen a lot of success in the channel. So I think that we know that applies. Now, this is not a fit for every brand to show the behind the scenes of their organization and share that online, right? And we know that that's going to be very successful. But I go back to my first point about quantity over quality and the fact that quantity played a huge factor in the success that we see with Roman, in the success that I'm defining here with Joe. And I think that if you decide to stay in the explainer video educational space, modeling your expertise in ongoing content, you may not see the same speed of results as Joe, who's showing you real deals behind the scenes, right? But I do think because that consistency and quantity of videos was so successful for him, I think in a similar time horizon, you might see success for your brand as well. And so that's what the point of this video is to say, we are looking at a content creation model, which maybe for the first time is putting quantity and quality on the same plane. And if you can create that level of quantity, you're going to reap the rewards and see the benefits. And to go back to my earlier point, there are 2 target audiences for you that are craving this content. Number 1, are folks online watching videos online. And number 2 are the platforms that need to serve them. If you can provide to those platforms, they will provide back to you. Now, if you're not ready to invest in an in-house team to give you this level of frequency, there are a lot of models where you can produce longer format content that generate shorts, just like the one you're watching right now, creating an at-home video setup and a scalable way to produce the content with a outsourced post-production team editing it for you, or recording remote or in-person podcast content, educational content that goes out on a regular cadence. If you are interested in taking advantage of this phenomenal strategy in building up and owning your own target audience and subscriber base and building your business, hit us up.